After a clean win over Diego Lopes last night, Alex Volkanovski took responsibility for how title shots have been handled in the featherweight division. Volk said he will avoid giving out title opportunities the way they were in the past, moving away from situations like the Lopes rematch. A lot of MMA fans already saw that matchup as undeserved, and the champ openly acknowledged that, going forward, title shots need to be based on merit, not narratives or convenience. Volk pointed directly at Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy as the real deserving contenders in the division right now, saying those are the featherweights who have actually earned their place in the title picture. A matchup between Evloev and Murphy is now being discussed as a potential title eliminator. The champion also reacted to Arman Tsarukyan potentially dropping down in weight and challenging him, which adds another layer to the chaos at featherweight, but as of now, the real focus is on Movsar and Lerone. That matchup is gaining real traction, and it feels like the most logical direction for the title. At the same time, Aljamain Sterling is quietly building a strong resume at featherweight without much noise, stacking wins, and positioning himself as a real factor in the division.
I've got a responsibility. I talk about having a responsibility as a champion. I don't think enough champions look at it that way. For me, I look at it as a responsibility. There's rankings for a reason, there's people that deserve it. If someone does get in, I'll be active enough to still give the people that deserve it a chance anyway, so I don't have to wait too long. But I mean, if I'm just going to keep letting other people just cut the line, I'm not really doing my part either. So I'll talk to UFC, see what they say. But for me, again, I'm an easy champ. I understand at the end, Dave, the UFC just push it or whatever. All right, but we'll see what happens.
Do you think Arman Tsarukyan's call out is legit, or do you think it's just part of his?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know. He's not too tall. He's a solid dude. Can he make 145? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I know I've got two serious guys in Lerone Murphy and Movsar. So I'll just really worry about them until someone says otherwise.
And who do you think wins that fight if they fight those two?
I just think Movsar ends up grabbing hold. I think he's going to be stronger.
Benoit Saint Denis has officially thrown his hat in the lightweight title conversation, calling out Arman Tsarukyan for his #1 contender spot. Or alternatively, he wants the winner of the upcoming Gaethje vs Topuria title unification bout, feeling he has done enough to earn a title shot. BSD says he's reverted to his old aggressive seek and destroy style, and his recent win over Hooker showed exactly why he's being taken seriously. The victory came via a ferocious ground and pound finish, demonstrating his ability to dominate opponents in close fights decisively. Media and MMA professionals have highlighted his momentum, finishing power, and evolving skill set, marking him as a legitimate contender in the lightweight division. While no next fight has been officially confirmed, the call-out to Tsarukyan has already generated buzz, with Arman likely sitting out until the Ilia vs Justin clash plays out. A fight against Saint Denis makes a lot of sense for both timing and divisional relevance. This could be the first step in what many view as a serious title run for Benoit, though he would face an incredibly tough challenge against a top-level fighter like Tsarukyan.
So I had to bring him to the hospital with some vicious ground and pound, and this is what I did.
You did get the finish, and then you state your claim as the top of the division, calling out the bigger names in the division. Who would you like to fight next? And it seems like out of the guys you mentioned, Arman's the one without an opponent. Would you be happy to fight him for that #1 spot, or do you want to just go straight past him and get into title contention?
I'm fully focused on anybody inside the top 5, but the undisputed belt and the BMF belt are what are my first interest. My first point of interest is to fight the winner of Charles or Holloway, or the winner of Justin versus Ilia. But if it has to happen, I will fight Arman, of course, and I will take a spot.
Just a week ago, Khamzat Chimaev shook the MMA world with some unexpected comments about the lightweight champ Ilia Topuria. Up until then, the two had shown nothing but mutual respect, often crossing paths at UFC events, cornering their mutual teammates, and keeping their friendship visible both in interviews and behind the scenes. The spark came after a post circulated claiming Topuria had submitted Chimaev in training. The middleweight champ fired back with a comment mocking Topuria's height and weight, saying that even in his dreams, someone who's half his height and half his weight couldn't choke him. Fans were stunned by the unusually personal jab, as it broke the narrative of camaraderie between the two fighters. It's been a week since those comments, and Ilia had stayed silent until now. In his latest appearance, El Matador responded, pushing back against Chimaev's remarks. He disagreed with Khamzat's take on wrestling and made it clear that his own grappling skills are highly underrated, signaling that he's ready to defend his reputation and let his abilities speak for themselves.
I have a great relationship with Khamzat, but you can't analyze the wrestling that way, because you never know. It can go either way, you know what I mean? Before, you were seeing guys in MMA, they were good in striking and maybe in wrestling, but their ground game wasn't that good. Or you see a guy who has a phenomenal ground game, he has a phenomenal striking, but his wrestling sucks. In my case, I'm good everywhere. So you can take me everywhere and I'm gonna feel comfortable. They used to say, like, I'm gonna take you to the deep water. I was born in the deep water. You know what I mean? Take me wherever you wanna take me.
Another top contender throwing his hat into the featherweight mix is Gene Silva. Fresh off a gritty, unanimous decision win over Arnold Allen at UFC 324 last weekend, outlasting a calculated striker in a back-and-forth war that showcased his improving cardio and power, Silva's propelled himself closer to contender status. The victory wasn't flashy, but it proved he can hang with elite competition and finish strong, boosting his stock big time in a stacked 145-pound division. Now, in a new social media video that's already buzzing, Silva didn't mince words. He went straight at the champ Alex Volkanovski, mocking Volk's recent comments that Movsar Evloev deserves the next title shot most. Silva's calling BS on that, positioning himself as the more dangerous, exciting option ready to shake things up. He even dropped a bold warning. He's planning to head to camp with Ilia Topuria to sharpen his skills specifically to break Volk when the time comes. Silva sees an aging legend in Volk, who is coming off wars and a rematch win over Diego Lopes, as vulnerable to his one-punch knockout threat, and he's not waiting in line politely. Silva's coming for everything. Let's hear him lay it out in his own words. Roll the clip.
Aqui, ó, o bagulho é o seguinte. Tô ligado que o Volkanovski tá pedindo aí Evloev, não sei o quê. Tá pedindo os caras pra ele não se machucar, tá ligado? Irmão, sinto muito de informar. Se você quiser ficar de boa, sem se machucar, eu te entendo. Mas se você quiser lutar com um cara que bate forte, então sou eu, pai. E vou te falar mais. Eu vou lá fazer o camp com o Topuria pra te quebrar. Já vou te avisando, hein? Já vou te avisando. Eu vou lá pra... Ô, cadê meu empresário? Ô, pede um help lá pro Topuria, que eu vou lá fazer o camp com o Topuria pra quebrar o Volkanovski.
Fight fans, how interested are you in seeing John Silva fight Volk? Or would you prefer someone like Movsar or Lerone get the next title shot? And what about Aljo? Leave your thoughts and predictions in comments below. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.